Can you read this word? If you read this word and you thought that in Spanish we say things such as like buy, this course is for you. How would you say this word? If you answer is hola, this course is for you. Hello everybody and welcome to a course on pronunciation of the UNA Spanish School. My name is Maria and I'm going to be your teacher in this course. So, what are we going to learn in this course? In this course, we are going to learn how to pronounce the vowels in Spanish and the main letters in Spanish that sound very different in English than in Spanish. In this course, you're going to write a lot. You and me, are going to have conversations where you are going to shadow my pronunciation. We also provide some audios that you can use while you commute, while you go for a jog, or while you're going to sleep in that time when the brain is very open to receive information. You can listen to these audios. We also provide a book that is on the description of the course. So hopefully you go through here and see you in class. Okay.
Vowel A. Listening. Exercise 1. Words with vowel A.
Very important module, because if you master these sounds, you're gonna know how to read. You're gonna understand way easier in Spanish speakers, and you're gonna be easily understood. Hello everybody, it's me, Maria from the UNA Spanish School. I am a Spanish teacher. I'm from Colombia, and I want to welcome you to this great course, and it's about pronunciation. It's your very basics in Spanish. So what are you going to learn here? You're going to learn how to pronounce the most important letters in Spanish and vowels in Spanish. What's our approach as a school? Why is this important? This is a very important module, because if you master these sounds, you're gonna know how to read. You're gonna understand way easier in Spanish speakers, and you're gonna be easily understood. Sometimes in some exercises, it will be great to have a language partner or a teacher checking your pronunciation. This is where any course online is limited, because you can listen to them, you can shadow, but who's there to tell you that shadowing you're doing is correct, or to pinpoint those weaknesses you have in your pronunciation. So ideally you can get a teacher through our website, www.theunaspanishschool.com, or you can find some tandem on some app and tell them, okay, this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna listen to me saying these words, and you're gonna tell me if they're okay or not. Like, try to find somebody who's like engaged enough or committed enough to help you with that. So again, if you don't find anybody who's willing to commit, like, you can just go to our webpage and hire a teacher. We're all trained and skilled to help you to overcome your problems. So, okay, let's start with the fun and the module, the Spanish basics here. So the things we're gonna approach first are the vowels in Spanish, because the vowels in Spanish, they are written the same as English, but they are not pronounced the same. So this is the exercise here. What we're gonna do is we are going to listen to the pronunciation of these vowels. In Spanish, this is a. Gonna give you some examples. A, like amor. It's a word we're gonna see in this course. A, amor. Like elephant. Like this E in English is E in Spanish. Think the pronunciation as elephant. Entertainment. E. It's always E. It never changed to E like in English. Always E. Next one is E. This I is E. Again, think about it as in the words inteligente, intelligent, interesting, E. Okay. Next one is O. And the last one is U. U. Not like in English, like unique, but like U. Like many O's here. U. Único. It's a good example. Una, unos, unas. You will see some examples. We will see some examples. You need to listen to this and shadow and repeat. And listen and shadow. We have some audios, again, provided here in our YouTube channel, where we're gonna pause, and then when we say the vowel and you pause and you say it back, then you can shadow.
Vowel A, vocal A. Vowel A, vocal A. Vowel A, vocal A. Vowel E, vocal E. Vowel E, vocal E. Vowel E, vocal E. Vowel I, vocal I. Vowel I, vocal I. Vowel I, vocal I. Vowel O, vocal O. Vowel O, vocal O. Vowel O, vocal O. Vowel U, vocal U. Vowel U, vocal U. Vowel U, vocal U.
And you are going to write them. I'm going to use the sound A, and at the same time I'm going to use the sound A. Straightforward to study vowel A. So vowel A, exercise 1, listening. What you are going to do, you're going to tell you some words and you are going to write them. I'm going to use the sound A, and at the same time I'm going to use the sound A. There are going to be many sounds that you already know in English. So try to write what you understand. We have 6 words here, and I'm going to start. The first word is amo. Amo. Second word is amas. Amas. Third word is la. La. Word 4, pan. Pan. Word 5, barata. Barata. Word 6, para. Para. Okay, if you need to listen again, you can pause this video, go back, try to listen again. I'm going to show you now the answers, okay? So the answers are here. Word 1, amo, amo. You see, that's the sound we want to teach you. Amo. And then the word 2 is amas. I love, you love. Word 3 is la. Very important in Spanish, la. Word 4, pan. Word 5, barata. Word 6, para. So here you can see the equivalent in English. Don't worry, I mean, you can memorize them if you want. The point with these words are, why did we choose specifically these words? Because they're common in Spanish, they're useful, you would see when we start making sentences. And you would see that they are also targeting the sound A and sounds that you already know as PR in English. So that's the point for the vowel A. Amo. Yeah, get used to it. Again, if you actually need to work a little more, this happens to be hard for you, you can take the audios that we have provided and listen to them while you are jogging or you're commuting to your job. So okay, we keep going with this. Next one is speaking. So for the speaking part, we're gonna have a conversation. It's gonna be very easy. What we're gonna just do, it's you who's going to read these sentences. I'm going to choose A and you're gonna choose B. Okay? So I say, amo la pizza. ¿Tú amas la pizza? And then you respond. Very good. You should have pronounced this B part as amo la pizza. That's how it should sound. Again, if you don't have a teacher, if you have a teacher, try to work with this with them, and they will check your pronunciation, or your language partner, if they have committed to help you. That could be also useful to try to work this out with them. Then we are going to continue to the next vowel, is vowel U, and we're going to do the same thing as we did with vowel A. We are going to continue to the next vowel, is vowel U, and we're going to do the same thing as we did with vowel A. We are going to make a dictate using the words you already, the sounds you already know in English and in Spanish, to help your brain train and understand the sound of the vowel U. Okay, here I go. Word 1 is gonna be tú. Tú. Word 2, su. Su. Word 3, tus. Tus. Word 4, un. Un. Word 5, una. Una. Very good. So the results are here. Let's check if you did it right. Your first word should be tú. Did you target correctly that U sound? Tú, T-U. Next one, su is hers. Tus, una. These are the results. So we continue with vowel O. Again, we continue with vowel O. Again, we're gonna try to target that sound O. So we have 6 words, same thing. I'm going to go through this dictate. Okay? So first word is O. Just vowel O. Second word, no. Word 3, todos. Todos. Word 4, los. Los. Word 5, nos. Nos. And word 6, favor. Favor. Okay, how did we do? Remember, try to pause or try to use the audios that are way slower than the way I'm doing it here. So let's check your exercises, exercise 3 and the words. Here are the answers. So we have O, that is or this or that. No, no. Todos, everyone. Los, the. Nos, the. And favor, please, un favor, favor. So we try to use more daily typical words that you are gonna need to make sentences. So you know, for example, todos is everyone, and you start to recognize those words once you start listening to basic Spanish conversations. That's That's why we chose these words to learn the vowels. We're not gonna use random animals. We're not gonna use very obscure words just to make the point. We're gonna use useful words. Okay, and now we are moving to the vowel I. There is a reason why these E and I are in the end, because we know that E and I are very, I don't want to say tricky, but they're very different from English. You know, E, it's A, and the actual E is I. So when people speak, that could be a little confusing. That's why we're going to make extra exercises with those two vowels. So let's start with this one. Exercise 4 with the vowel E. That is in Spanish. Things always about entretenimiento, entertainment, elephant. Exactly. Every time the E is in the beginning, that's the sounds we use in Spanish. E. Okay, there are 19 words. So let's start with each. Word 1. En. ¿Dónde? Él. Es. Pensé. Tenemos. Vuelves. Enero. De. Bueno. Saber. Nombre. Beber. Té. Estas. Vemos. Ese. Súper. Very good. How did you do? Let's see the answers here. So we have, okay, we have word 1, en. Take a pause and compare. En, donde, el. And check if, let's put it here, and check if you did it correctly. Remember, all of this is in a book that is available in Amazon. So you can have the answers, you can have the words, you can check that, you can write on that. Okay, here are the answers. You can pause this and double check if you did it right or not. Okay, so that was the vowel E, and now we are going to switch a little the dynamic. We are going to switch a little the dynamic, and this is where it would be great if you have your teacher or your language partner with you, because you are going to be the one who's going to make the pronunciation of these words. And your language partner or your teacher is going to write down what they are listening to. So if you say them correctly, they're going to write and recognize the word straight away. And if you don't, they're going to struggle. And that's when you have to troubleshoot where is the mistake in your pronunciation. Is in the P's, in the end, the beginning. So what you and me are going to do in this online course is You're gonna say it as you think it is, and then I will say it. And that's when you're gonna adjust the right word, the right sound of the word. So let's start with this one. You go first. The right way to say this one is empezar. Empezar. Yeah, keep in mind that E sound. Don't change to E in this hard. Empezar. We will work on that R sound in a more advanced part of this course, but for now, I want us to focus on the vowels, specifically on E, and you will master the R later. Also, don't worry too much about the Z. Maybe it's a little confusing why we're using Z. In other countries, the UNA Spanish, we specialize in Spanish from Latin America, more specifically from Colombia. But maybe in Spain, they might have a more specific sound for that Z. But in Colombia, we make no distinction on S or Z. Okay, let's go with the next one. You go first. Okay, the pronunciation for this word is esto. Esto. Okay, let's go with this third one. You first. Okay, it is es. Es. Esta. Esta. Puedes. Puedes. Verano. Verano. Entrenar. Entrenar. Suelo. Pedal. Velero. Velero. Verde. Verde. Lente. Lente. Tren. Tren. Comer. Comer. Beber. Beber. Temer. Temer. Very good. If you are not feeling the speed, the pace, feel free to stop. You say it your way and then you click. Then you can hear to my pronunciation, okay? So that was very good. Hopefully you can have somebody else to check if your pronunciation is correct or not, or you had enough success having my voice to calibrate the accurate pronunciation of these words. Okay, now let's step up the level a little bit because we're going to evaluate how do you process. And now we are moving to the vowel I, that in Spanish is E, like E, but not E, E, like E in Spanish, E. So E, let's go with the word E, with words with vowel E. And again, moving to the dictates, we have around 14 words that I'm going to say with the word E. Remember, the sound in Spanish is like interesting, inside, in, E. So I'm going to make the dictate of these 14 words, and you're going to write it, and then we will both check if you understood that sound correctly. Okay? Let's start. Word number 1, C. C. Pizza. Pizza. País. País. Sin. Sin. Familia. Familia. Países. Países. Mi. Mi. Invito. Invito. Días. Días. Día. Día. Lindos. Lindos. María. María. Fuimos. Fuimos. Pudimos. Pudimos. Okay, how was that? Was easy, many sounds? I think it was easy. Let me know. I think you can comment in this course, or you can always contact us through our webpage www.theunaspanishschool.com for any feedback, any things you want to add, or any comments you have, so we can improve the quality of these courses, because this is the first of many. The level you have to make these courses 0, so it's a great opportunity to start learning Spanish. Okay, so let's go with the answers, and here are the answers. Feel free to pause the screen and see how did you do. If you did right, if you had problems, if it was easy, if it was hard, let us know how was this, okay? So here it is. Compare, feel free. I also don't want you to worry too much about if you use the correct Z or S. It doesn't matter. What matters is you use correctly the I where it's supposed to be, and then everything is just okay, easy. Okay, perfect. So what we're gonna do now is we are going to change the dynamic again, and you are going to be the one who's going to pronounce the words, and then double check when I say them if you said them correctly. Again, in another dynamic, you will have a teacher or a language partner who is listening to what you're saying, and when they listen, they write what they think you said, and you both check if that's the word you were saying, and if it's not, what are the sounds that are being difficult for you to be successful in saying the right word. Okay, so let's go with this first word. You say it, and then I will say how it's pronounced. Intentar. Insistir. íntimo, imaginario, infantil, Italia, India, Irak, Irlanda, Ibiza, isla, inmortalizar, insinuar, importar. Okay, how did you do? Hopefully it was easy. Hopefully, any comment again, feel free to contact us. So that was great. There is a reason why this E and I are in the end. Okay, now let's step up the level a little bit because we're going to evaluate how do you process the mixed sounds when we say IE or EI, like the mixed vowels. Vowels who are the hardest, the vowels that are the hardest because they're so, the sound is so different from English. So this is what we're gonna pinpoint. Let's see how you do with these words, okay? So what we're gonna do is what we were doing, exactly same thing. If you're with me, you say the word and then you correct the pronunciation you did with my pronunciation. And word, terminar, feliz, televisión, aprender, pedir, sentir, repetir, competir, preferir, reír, divertir, desvestir. So how did you do? I will guess that the hardest were the ones where you had, I would say to laugh, reír, because you have both vowels in the same syllable. A, reír, and the rest, hopefully it was easy. Okay, so to finish finally this chapter of the vowels, what we're gonna do is I'm going to say to you 5 words with the vowels I and E on them, and you are going to write them down. Okay, so let's start. Okay, are you ready? Word number 1, tienen. Vecino. Tienes. Bien. Vives. Okay. How did you do? Let's see. These are the These are the answers to the words. Word 1, feel free to check. Word 2, word 3, word 4, word 5. As you could see, I think words like tienes y bien might be a little challenging because of that mix. You also have tienen, but the rest should be fine. Again, don't worry if you don't know which V to use, if you are more used to the big B or the little b. We're gonna see those later, and it's just grammar. The focus of this course is pronunciation. We want you to be able to recognize the sounds, be able to write them, be able to repeat them, be able to shadow them. So that's the point of this course. Okay, so thank you. That was everything for the vowels module. For now, you should be able to recognize the vowels in Spanish, be able to say some words with those vowels in Spanish, very common words such as eat, have, they have, be able to recognize them, be able to write them correctly. You should make now the distinction between I, E, U, O, A, but especially between I and E. And congrats, so you did that very good. You have trained your articulation, the articulation of your mouth to say the vowels correctly, and that's a win for us. Now see you in the next module from the alphabet, the consonants, the letters in Spanish. Okay? See you! Okay, welcome to the alphabet in Spanish. Okay, welcome to the alphabet in Spanish. So here we have the words. I'm going to put here. Perfect. Here we have the consonants in Spanish. So just for the exercise, we both are going to go through recognizing how we say each letter. This is more like warming up through this, but like the real exercises are going to be like troubleshooting each letter that is very important in Spanish, and they have a very different sound in Spanish than in English. Okay, so let's go with the first one, A. That is the one we already saw, A. It's like amable. B, B, like bueno. C, this is the letter C, like in English, it's like cantar, comer. CH, che, this is like shampoo. Ciao, for example. D, like dia. E, like enfermo. F like photo. G, like gracias. H like hola. That's how H sounds in Spanish. We will see that in a moment. I, E like inteligente. J like jamás. K like kilo. L like listo. Double L, ella, like llamar, yo me llamo. M, like mi. N like no. Ñ like niño, niña. O like ortodoncia. P like papá. Q like querer. R like risa. S like sentir. T, T like tienes. U like universo. V like valor. W o V. X like xilófono. Y or J like ya. And Z like zapato. Some of these letters, again, the sound is self-explanatory because it's just like English, but the other ones are the ones we're going to focus more. That are the ones that are different. And it's this interesting sign that you see here, and you're going to see in some words that accent there. What is that? That accent is an emphasis we do in the pronunciation of a word. For example, here that we say corrección. And it's because of this accent that we put that accent there, corrección. This is a very interesting one. So in the dictate, we have seen esta, and in some other modules and some other, when you start to see verbs and conjugations, you're gonna see the verb está. And está, like this, is she is, he is, está, because it has this accent, and when you pronounce it, you can see está. But esta, like this one, like here, it means that, like means this one, esta, this one, esta. Y está is, it is, she is, okay? That's explained in depth in the module of ser and estar, verb to be in Spanish. Let's keep moving. So the first letter we're going to address is not going to be A, it's not going to be B, because we already went through A, and B self-explanatory in English. Let's keep moving. So the first letter we're going to address is not going to be A, it's not going to be B, because we already went through A, and B self-explanatory in English. Sounds as in English as in Spanish. But C, it's a letter that we want to make a review. But it just have a little of a twist. So you can see here, for example, the words with CA, just like in English, like catastrophe, you know, catatonic. It's gonna sound like strong. Ka. For example, my name, Catalina. Or it goes CE, then C is soft like se, like Celine, right? Se. C, it's soft again. We have ciencias. In English, it's different because it has an S, but it's the same pronunciation, science. It's not like a K, but a S. And then when we say strong here, we mean like it sounds like a K. Then you have co, like colors, just like English. And CU, again, strong, just like, well, you don't have that in English, CU, but in Spanish we do a lot. We are going to go through a dictate, so you can work also not just letter C, but like your other vowels that you have learned along the way. So let's start with this dictate. Again, I'm gonna make the dictate, and you are going to write the words and then let us know if you did it right, okay? So let's start with word 1. ¿Cuál? ¿Cuál? The second one is, it's gonna be 2 words, but in just one, because it's a useful expression, okay? ¿Cuánto cuesta? That's the whole thing. ¿Cuánto cuesta? Okay, let's go with the next one. Con. Next one. Claro. Ciudad. ¿Cuándo? Cerca. Colombia. Cali. Cali, cine, cine, cerveza, cerveza. So this is the exception. Letter C is the exception of the other letters we're doing, because this, it works very similar as English. The only difference is the grammar. It is very tricky, let's say. Like, you don't use that in those words, or you might have an S with those words in English, but here it is like the soft and the strong pronunciation that you do in English is similar. So okay, that's it. And then, okay, let's move to the next exercise. That is going to be as the others, when you have to say something and then your teacher or language partner has to correct. So in this case, you are going to say something and I am going to say it later, so you can double check. You can check if you say it correctly, okay? So here we go. You start with this word. Cocina, cocina. Cárcel, cárcel. Canción, canción. Ciclo, ciclo. Cincuenta, cincuenta. Comercio, comercio. Curioso, curioso. Conocer, conocer. Crecer, crecer. Cuidado, cuidado. Cuidar, cuidar. Okay, how did you do? Okay, perfect. Hopefully it was very easy for you. And now we are going to start to keep you working that articulations in your mouth to get the right sound of the word see. So let's start with a conversation. I'm going to choose A in each step and you are going to choose B, okay? So let's start. This is exercise 7.2. I'm going to start and you're going to answer, okay? ¿Cuánto cuesta la cerveza en tu país? Okay, your answer should sound like, la cerveza cuesta unos $2. Okay, hopefully you have your teacher or your language partner to double check that the pronunciation you did there. Okay, second, ¿quieres una cerveza? Sí, cerveza sin alcohol, por favor. As you could see, we are starting to recognize some words that we have worked before, right? Like cerveza or sin, like in the vowel I, sin, without. Alcohol, Por favor. Favor is a word that we saw in vowel A. Favor. Please, por favor. Okay, let's go with the number 3. ¿Cuál es la ciudad en donde vives? Cali. ¿Es una ciudad en Colombia? Claro. ¿Es Cali cerca de Bogotá? No. ¿Cómo es Cali? Es caliente. Ok, pensé que Cali era frío. Yes, can you see we're working through all the concepts we worked before? That is ciudad. Now we have 2 vowels there. Or caliente, I-E there. Pensé, the accent, that we are reviewing concepts from before and we are applying these concepts right now. So very good. Let's keep working with the number 4, number 5. Let's go with number 4. I'm going to be A. ¿Tienen cine en Cali? Claro que sí, tenemos cine en todo Colombia. Number 5. ¿Cuándo vuelves a Colombia? En enero. Very good. So you can see the English translations. I'm going to pass them very fast. If you want to know which each word means, you can go back to the modules on this course and try to translate with the translation provided in the screen, or you can just buy the book in Amazon and check the whole translations in the book. Okay, hopefully this was very good. Hopefully this was very useful. Ideally, if you want to have some homework on the side, you can try to take each word, put it in a vocabulary, try to memorize it. But the point of this course is that you are going to accomplish this course, being able to pronounce correctly the vowels, being able to recognize some frequent words used in Spanish, being able to understand and recognize how each vowel and each letter sound and write them properly. That's all that we want to accomplish here, not necessarily being able to hold the basic, fluent, fast conversation right now. First, we want you to have the strong basics so you can move on through our modules and then find different conversations later. The way our method works is that it's supposed to be adaptable for each level. If you find this very, very easy, some people just have similar languages, similar native languages as Spanish, for example. If you speak Italian, if you speak Portuguese, even sometimes French in certain grammar structures, you might find, okay, this is very easy, I can read this, I want to skip to the module where I have a fluent, normal, basic conversation because I can already read and I can already understand every pronunciation. If that's your case, you can move on to our many modules. We have a module for every very important topic in Spanish, so you can move through that. If you feel that you need this small, very basic sound recognitions, if you have if you are the kind of person who still pronounce feet in Spanish as pie instead of pie, that's when you know that you need this module, okay? So let's go with some extra cases. Here we have double C. And in double C, you are going to pronounce this double C in Spanish as you pronounce the X in Spanish, in English. So if you have, for example, words as acceso, acceso, you know, like X, access, acceso, accidente, abducción, just like it's like English, accident, elección, election, dirección, direction, protección, protection, diccionario, dictionary. These are extra case used just to show you that some words in English are shown, are reading in Spanish and English the same, and they have the same sound, and some other words in English, they're gonna be CT, like abducción, abduction, and in Spanish, they're gonna be double C. Okay. Perfect. So that's finally the letter C. What we are going to see in the next course is going to be CH, PH, but those are like the specific like alikes. We're going to see the letter G. Let's keep moving. So the first letter we're going to address is not going to be Hello guys, so we continue with the letter G. So letter G in Spanish, it's a little tricky, but don't get too scared, nothing to be worried about. Just that letter G has two sounds. So it can be a soft one, some say, or a strong one. So there are different sounds depending on if it's followed by A, O, or U. Check these words. Gasolina, like gasoline. Ga. This is what it's like an English sound. Ga. Then you have gusano, worm, gusano. Or gorila, like in English, gorilla. Or igual, like in English, igual, equal. It can also sound like an H when it's followed by an E or an I. Look at these examples, like Géminis. You guys say in English Gemini, we say Géminis. Gym, we say gimnasio, gimnasio. Or to choose, elegir, yeah? So remember that you don't always read the U when the letter before is the G. Check out these examples, like seguido. Can you see the U is after the G, but we are not going to pronounce it like seguido. We say just seguido. In this case, U becomes silent. Seguido, guerra, war, guillotina, guillotine, guerrilla, warfare, guerrero, warrior, or guía, guide. Yeah, very good. So now we are going to make an exercise. Let's go to work with exercises because it's with exercises that we learn faster. So exercise 8, words with the letter G. Let's start. We are going to say to you 13 words and you are going to write them. Let's see if you can identify what is the right word. Word number 1, gusto, gusto. Word number 2, amigo, amigo. Word number 3, te gusta. Those are 2 words, te space gusta. Word number 4, Me space gusta. Me gusta. Word number 5. Un gusto. Again, 2 words. Un gusto is an expression. Expression number 6. Mucho gusto. 2 words. Mucho gusto. Word number 7. Seguido. Seguido. Word number 8. Generalmente. Generalmente. Word number 9. Gracias. Word number 10. Igualmente. Word 11. Algo. Algo. Word 12. Elegir. Elegir. And word 13. Eliges. Eliges. Okay, how did you do? Let's check the answers. We had a mix of strong sounds, like in English, like Gabriel, Gabriel, and we have a mix of words with the soft sound, as like the H in English, like eliges. Did you write them correctly? You can check in the screen. And you can also check the meaning of these words in the screen in English. There are many important words as gracias, that's thank you in Spanish, you see. Another important word in this list is te gusta, me gusta. It means you like or I like. Mucho gusto, it's another greeting that we're gonna see in our conversation module, basic conversation module. Mucho gusto, nice to meet you. Okay. And now, well, that was great. Now you are going to be the one who's going to read to me or your teacher the word that you're going to see on the screen. And ideally, we can pinpoint and fix maybe those points in your conversation that might need improvement. Do you need improvement? Let's see. The first word, you can see it on the screen. How would you say that word? Okay, this is how it should sound. Girar. Girar. How would you say this next word? It should sound gigante. 2 G's there, soft and strong. Gigante. How would you say this word? It's very similar to English, right? Ginecólogo. Maybe you wanted to say giant. He. Remember the sound of the vowel. Ginecólogo. Look at this word. How would you say that word? The answer is genética. Next one. Genérico. Next one. Gente. And last one. Lenguaje. Lenguaje. Okay, how did you do? I know there were some tricky words there, and that was on purpose. We were mixing the strong and the soft, and we were also mixing some words that are very similar to English to trick you a little bit and see if you have already that intuition of reading in Spanish. So, okay. So now let's have an interactive conversation when you are going to tell me when we are going to exchange some nice ideas, some nice small talk. So for this last part of the video, we are going to have a conversation so you can practice your letter G. I'm going to be A and you are going to be B. A. Mucho gusto. Mi nombre es María. B. Un gusto conocerte. Very good. A. Gracias. Igualmente. B. ¿Quieres algo de beber? ¿Te gusta la cerveza? Amo la cerveza. B. ¿Cuánto cuesta la cerveza en tu país? A. La cerveza cuesta unos $2. B. ¿Tomas cerveza seguido? A. Sí, generalmente tomo cerveza seguido. B. Vamos, te invito una cerveza. ¿Cuál eliges? ¿Con o sin alcohol? Okay, thank you so much and see you in the letter H. Hello, now it's time for doing letter H in Hello, now it's time for doing letter H in Spanish. And this is very easy to master. It's just that you have to remember that it's not hola. Hi, it's hola. H is silent in Spanish. So it's gonna be a little tricky, for example, to write ha 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 ha, and you see that Spanish speakers write ha 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 with a J. We actually say ha 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 with a J. So let's just do a dictate, and you're going to write down the words that I am going to tell you. I don't think you're gonna have many problems because it's just silent, but those are very common words, so it's good to know them. And well, listen to the words I'm gonna say and try to write them down. And remember, even if the sound I'm gonna say is silent, they have an H. Let's see which ones you can write correctly. Word number 1, hablas, hablas. Hablo, hablo. Hablar. Word number 3, hablar. Word number 4, hermana, hermana. Word number 5, hermano, hermano. Word number 6, hombre, hombre. Word number 7, hola, hola. Word number 8, hora.
Word 9. Ahora.
Hora. Word 10, no hay problema. In this case, there are 3 words. No hay problema. It's an expression. Which one is the word that has the H? Word 11, 2 words. Expression again. Hace calor. Word 12, 2 words again. Hace frío. Okay, let's see the answers and let's see which ones you have correct. Exactly. How was that? Let's review some of these words, or actually most of them, because they're very, very useful. The first one is hablar, to speak. Hablas, you speak. Hablo, I speak. Hermana, sister. Hermano, brother. Hola, hi. Hola. Hora, time. No hay problema, it's okay, no problem. Hace calor, it's hot, and hace frío, it's cold. Okay, perfecto. So now it's time for you to speak, and your teacher, or me in this case, we are going to correct and pinpoint those mistakes that you might have or not in your pronunciation. Let's see. Go with the first one. Okay, that word should have been pronounced like this. Hola. Oh. Hola. The most common mistake is for people to go with hola. Hola. Yeah? Don't bring your English into the thinking. Let's go. Hablar. Very good. Hablar. The word. Humano. Humano. Let's try with this word, feminine and masculine. Hermosa. Hermoso. Let's try with this other word, brother and sister. Hermano, hermana. Very good. Let's try with the next one. Hay. No hay. There is, there's not. Let's try with the next one. Hércules. Kind of different how you say it in English, right? Let's go with the last one. Holanda. Holanda. Let's go through very useful sentences that uses H, and we have seen one of them, that it's hola. Hasta luego, see you later, or hasta pronto, see you soon. Very good. Now let's give this review of these conversations that uses the word, the letter H. Okay, are you ready? Let's go. I will be A and you will be B. Okay. Hola, ¿cómo estás? You have to say, bien, muchas gracias. Tengo que hablar contigo ahora. Say, ahora. Sí, ahora. ¿Dónde estás ahora? Ahora en la biblioteca. No hay problema, puedo ir ahora. This is basically a conversation where you can see the translation right there. The person is basically asking for meeting you in the library right now. Let's see this very small conversation. Point 2. You're going to be B and I'm going to be A. En la biblioteca hace frío. No, no hace frío. Perfect. Very good. Now let's go with 3. You will be B. ¿Dónde comes a la hora del almuerzo? En la cafetería. Let's go with the 4. Again, you will be B. ¿Ese hombre es tu hermano? Sí, él es mi hermano. Depending if it's followed by A, O, or U. Check these words. Gasolina, like gasoline. Ga. This is what it's like an English sound. Ga. Then you have gusano, worm, gusano. Or gorila, like in English, gorilla. Or igual, like in English, igual, equal. It can also sound like an H when it's followed by an E or an I. Look at these examples, like Géminis. You guys say in English Gemini, we say Géminis. Gym, we say gimnasio, gimnasio. Or to choose, elegir, yeah? So remember that you don't always read the U when the letter before is the G. Check out these examples, like seguido. Can you see the U is after the G, but we are not going to pronounce it like seguido. We say just seguido. In this case, U becomes silent. Seguido. Guerra, war. Guillotina, guillotine. Guerrilla, warfare. Guerrero, warrior. Or guía, guide. Yeah? Very good. So now we are going to make an exercise. Let's go to work with exercises because it's with exercises that we learn faster. Now it's time to have a conversation with the letter H so you can work in your pronunciation. I will be A and you will be B. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Bien, muchas gracias. Tengo que hablar contigo ahora. ¿Ahora? Sí, ahora. ¿Dónde estás ahora? Ahora en la biblioteca. No hay problema. Puedo ir ahora. Okay, let's go with section 2. I will be A and you will be B. En la biblioteca hace frío. No, no hace frío. Section 3. You will be B this time and I will be A. ¿Dónde comes a la hora del almuerzo? En la cafetería. Section 4. I will be A and you will be B. So you start. ¿Ese hombre es tu hermano? A. Sí, él es mi hermano. ¿Ves seguido a tus hermanos? Sí, nos vemos todos los días. Okay, thank you so much and see you next in the letter J. So welcome now to the letter J in Spanish. So in Spanish, J sounds more like an H in English, like ha. So when we laugh in Spanish, we write ha 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 with J, not with H. Because for us, ha, that sound comes from the letter J and not H. So let's get familiarized with that sound a little bit, doing a dictate. Okay? Ha, he, ho, hu. Let's try to find those sounds in the words I'm going to give you in this dictate. Okay? Are you ready? Here we go. Dijo. Please write it down and see if you can write it correctly and place the J where it should be. Dijo. It means he said. Word 2. Hijo. Different now. Hijo. Son in Spanish. Word 3. Videojuegos. 2 words. Videojuegos. Word 4. Hija. Word 5. Hijos. Word 6. Mujer. Woman. Spanish. Mujer. Word 7. Dijiste. Dijiste. Word 8. Dije. Dije. I said. Word 9. Joven. Joven. Young. Word 10. Mejor. Mejor. Word 11. Lejos. Lejos. Far in Spanish. Okay, how did you do? Let's see the answers here. How many of them you had right? How many of them you had wrong? Okay, awesome. Hopefully you have done it right. And now it's your turn to try to pronounce these words. And your tutor, in this case me, we're gonna hear the pronunciations of that I'm going to hear the words you are pronouncing, and I'm going to tell you if you did it right or wrong. I'm going to give you the right pronunciation, and from there you can tell if you did it right or did it wrong. Okay? Let's go. Exercise 10. Okay, here come the words that you should pronounce. Let's start. The first one. Okay, you should have pronounced something like jugar. Jugar. What about this second one? Joven. Joven. Okay, what about this one here? You go first. Jardín. Jardín. This one. Jirafa. Jirafa. This one. Again here in J and G. Juego. Juego. Jamón. Jamón. Juez. Juez. Jefe. Jefe. This one. Juguete. Juguete. Reloj. Reloj. Rojo. Rojo. Viajar. Viajar. How did you do? Hopefully you were able to shadow my pronunciation. One of the mistakes I hear often when I hear my students trying to approach this letter is, for example, treat it like an English sound, like viajar, right? Or you get there, jefe, like this sound, like jasmine. In Spanish is jazmín. Jazmín. Jesus. In Spanish, Jesús. Jesús. For example, you might know this Colombian player people call James Rodriguez. In Spanish, we call him James. James Rodriguez. Okay. I think you know a little the dynamic of this letter J, enough that we can make an exercise now in the conversation we're gonna have. So let's go with that. I am going to be A and you are going to be B. Let's go with the first exercise. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Bien, muchas gracias, I should say. Bien, ese es tu hijo. Sí, ese es mi hijo y esa es mi hija. Lindos tus hijos y esa mujer es tu hermana. Sí, esa mujer es mi hermana. Okay, let's go with the second part of this exercise. I will be A and you will be B. ¿Dijiste algo? Sí, dije que esa mujer es mi hermana. Veo, es joven. Sí, es joven. ¿Dónde estás ahora? Ahora en la cafetería de la universidad. Oh, estás lejos. Pero vernos en la cafetería es lo mejor. Okay, great. You did great in your pronunciation of the letter J, J in español. So now you know that it sounds slightly different. ¿Listo? Okay? Let's move on to the letter double L. See you! Hola, ¿cómo estás? Welcome to the letter double L or J. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Welcome to the letter double L or J in Spanish. So, double L in English sounds slightly different than in Spanish. In English, double L sounds such as the name Ella, right? But in Spanish is ella, she. Ella, J. It's again like your J in English, double L. So let's start with some dictate to train the ear for the letter double L, J. Okay? Let's go with this first expression that is very common in Spanish. 2 words. Me llamo. Write it down. Me llamo. Okay, can you hear the double L there? Me llamo. Word number 2. Te llamas. 2 words again. Te llamas. Word number 3. Llegas. Llegas. Word number 4. Them. Ellos. Ellos. Word number 5. Ella. Ella. Word number 6. Allí. Right there. Allí. Word number 7. Allá. There. Allá. The difference is one is allí, just very near, and the other one is allá, there, a little further. And the last word, llego. Llego. Okay, how did you do? Here are the answers. Hopefully you correctly wrote the sound in each word of the letter J in Spanish, okay? But that was great. But now it's your time to train your mouth to pronounce this sound, and I will be here to correct your pronunciation with the following words. So please read the words out loud and then try to correct the pronunciation with mine. Okay, let's go with the first one. Llamarse. Llamarse. Next one. Amarillo. Amarillo. This word reminds me to a word I hear a lot in English. I think it's the animal armadillo. That is a Spanish word. And we of course say armadillo. The armadillo is the animal. You guys say armadillo. We say armadillo. Next one. Llave, key, llave. Next one. Llamar, llamar. Next one. Lluvia, lluvia. Next one. llegar, llegar. Next one. Lleno, lleno, full. Next one. Llamada, llamada. Next one. Llevar, llevar. Next one. Llenar, llenar. That was very, very, very good. So now, let's make a review of these words that we have learned that are very important in a basic conversation in Spanish. So, these expressions are me llamo, my name is, me llamo. Now you can pronounce it. Please try. Let's try a conversation, you and me. Hola, ¿cómo estás? How are you? Me llamo María. ¿Tú te llamas? And your name is? And you answer, me llamo. Very good. I'm going to ask you, what's your name? ¿Cómo te llamas? Your answer, me llamo. Very good. In case you want to say to someone that he or her, their name is, you can say, ella se llama, or él se llama. This is in our course of pronouns in Spanish, it's a little more advanced, but for now, you know this word. And middle name is another word that has this double L sound, that is apellido. Mi apellido es, my last name is. Mi apellido es, and you say your last name, Johnson, for example. So it's time to have that conversation with the double L. I'm going to be A and you're going to be B. Let's start with the first part. Hola, me llamo María. ¿Cómo te llamas? Mucho gusto, María. Me llamo Miguel. ¿Cómo estás, Miguel? Bien, gracias. Very good. Let's try with this second part. I'm going to be A. ¿Tienes hijos? ¿Cómo están tus hijos? You should answer, ellos están bien. Very good. Let's go with the third one. I'm going to be A. Llegué aquí a las 3 p.m. ¿Tú a qué horas llegaste aquí? Very good. Llegué aquí a las 4 p.m. Let's go with the number 4. I will go. ¿Ella es tu hermana? Now you. Sí, ella es mi hermana. Very good. Let's go with number 5. I'm going to be A. Bueno, nos vemos ahora. Now you. Bueno, ciao. That was very, very good. So that's how you are working for a conversation for the letter double L. Hopefully you have mastered the sound, and I cannot wait to see you in our next letter, the letter ñ of español. See you. Hello, welcome to another letter, and this is the letter ñ. From español, niño, niña, mañana. Hello, welcome to another letter, and this is the letter ñ. From español, niño, niña, mañana. So it's a letter that is very proper from Spanish, and you don't normally see it in other languages. Ñ. In English, sounds like, have you heard the word champagne or cognac? Hopefully I'm pronouncing it the way you also pronounce it in English, but those words have this sound that it's more or less like an ñ in Espanol. So, again, for training your ear to see if you recognize the letter ñ, we are going to make a dictate. Let's start with these 8 words. Word number 1. Of course, español, Spanish. Write it down. Español. Word number 2. Mañana, tomorrow. Mañana. The way you write it is this N is similar to an N, but with this line on the top. Mañana. Very good. Let's go with the number 3. La mañana. What is the difference between mañana, tomorrow, and la mañana? Well, la mañana is the morning. Mañana en la mañana. That's a typical sentence in Spanish. Yo y tú nos vemos mañana en la mañana, tomorrow morning. Okay, let's go with the word 4. Niños. Kids. Niños. Very good. Word 6. Niña. Niña. Girl. Word 7. Año. Year. Año. 3 letters. A, Ñ, O. Word 8. Cumpleaños. Birthday. Cumpleaños. How was that? So normally, ñ, it's not a letter that is hard to pronounce. That's why I want to hear your pronunciation now in our next exercise. Please try to say these words, and I'm going to be here to correct your pronunciation. Let's start for the first one. Very good. Español. Let's go with the second one. Niño. Very good. Niño. Let's go with the third one. Very good. Mañana. Mañana. Word 1. Señor. Señor. Mr. or Sir. Next one. Baño. Bathroom. Baño. Next one. Señal. Sign. Señal. Next one. Sueño. Sueño. Next one. Año. Año. Next one. Piñata. Probably you have heard that before because it's a tradition in the Latin American history. piñata. And this is how we pronounce it. Señora, ñ, señora. When you call me señorita. Very good. That sound is definitely not hard. We have our last one. Niñera, nanny, niñera. Perfect. Okay, that was very, very good. So much that we should have a conversation where we use often the sound ñ to see if we have mastered this sound. If we can read it and speak it. So let's do that exactly. Let's move on to a conversation, okay? I will be A and you will be B. So you start this time. Hola, ¿hablas español? Sí, hablo español. Me llamo María. ¿Cómo te llamas? Mucho gusto, María. Me llamo Miguel. ¿Cómo estás? Bien, gracias. As you can see, the more we advance in each letter, the more sentences we are using from the letter before. So now we are training the pronunciation of the letter double L. Me llamo, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo te llamas? Hablo español. Gracias. Really? G. Okay, let's go with the second one. ¿Tienes hijos? Sí, un niño. También una niña. Ah, veo. ¿Y cuántos años tienen? Tienen 8 y 9. Súper. ¿Cuándo es el cumpleaños del niño? El 6 de enero. El de la niña. El 8 de febrero. Lindos tus niños. El año pasado, ¿qué hicieron para la fiesta? Fuimos a Disneyland. Bien, vamos con la tercera parte. Tú empiezas. You start. Bien. ¿Nos vemos mañana en la mañana? Sí, a las 8 a.m. Perfecto, chao. Very good. Very, very good. So that was perfect. Now, I hope that you could have trained your muscles to pronounce this letter, and you're also training with dictates we do to see if you are able to listen and write the sound of the letter we are studying. So thank you so much for your time in this letter, and see you in the next letter Q. Hello. So you made it to the letter Q in Spanish. Hello. So you made it to the letter Q in Spanish, la Q. So letter Q in Spanish, Q, it sounds similar like in English, but we included it here because some words are very important in Spanish and are very useful in your daily Spanish conversations. So we really wanted to introduce it here and train it a little bit so you will understand further conversations in the other modules of the other letters. For example, let's see if you can write these 5 following words that have the Q, U, and they have also other vowels and other letters we have studied. Okay? Are you ready? Let's go with the first one. Querer. This is a word with Q. Querer. Word number 2. ¿Quieres? 2 vowels in 1 syllable. You want. ¿Quieres? Word number 3. ¿Quién? ¿Quién? Word number 4. ¿Qué? ¿Qué? What? Among other meanings, you will see. Word number 5. ¿Qué tal? 2 words. ¿Qué tal? How is that going? Okay, how did we do? Very easy, because the sound is very easy and is very intuitive. We are going to jump directly into a conversation using all the letters we have learned before and using these new words and this new sound that we have just learned, okay? So again, I am going to be A, you are going to be B. After I read my part, you try to read yours, and immediately I will read the way you should have read that part, okay? Let's go. Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Bien, gracias. ¿Cómo te llamas? Me llamo María. ¿Cómo te llamas? Mucho gusto, María. Me llamo Juan. Very good. Let's go with the second part. I will be A, you will be B. After you read, I will read the thing you should have said. Okay? Let's go. ¿Quién es él? Él es mi hermano. ¿Quién es ella? Mi hermana. ¿Qué? ¿Tienes una hermana? Sí, 2 hijos también. Very good. Okay, let's go with the third part. I will start. ¿Quieres beber una cerveza? Sí quiero, amo la cerveza. ¿Cuánto cuesta la cerveza en tu país? La cerveza cuesta unos $2. Vale, te invito a una cerveza. Very good. How did you do? It was pretty easy. It was pretty intuitive. Thank you so much for your time in this letter. And the next one is one of the letters that are the most important letters to master Spanish pronunciation. You might have heard it before. Every time that you listen to Spanish conversation or the pronunciation, you will notice that a letter ere. So, see you in that next chapter. Hello guys, and welcome to the letter R. So the letter R is very important. Hello guys, and welcome to the letter R. So the letter R is very important and fundamental in your Spanish pronunciation to recognize but also be understood by native Spanish speakers. So letter R can be soft or can be strong. Letter R can have a strong sound like rata, respeto, rato, or it can have a soft sound like pero, primero, preparar, yeah? And also, it can be written alone, like para, or it can be written double R, like the word perro or ferrocarril. Okay? So here I am going to teach you how to roll your R's and when to roll your R's. So, how to roll your R's? In English, normally the tongue goes in the back, like reason, The tongue goes back, reason, right? But in Spanish, it goes right behind the teeth, like this. So, you are going to position your tongue just there, and then you're gonna exhale some air, but making some pressure with the tongue so you don't let that air out unless it's in a controlled way. Try to do this kind of mimic, and that's how you start to master your R's. Ra, 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 that's the so one, para, para. It's just this kind of mimic, just para, ti, para, mi. And when it's rolling, that's when you have to put some pressure with the tongue to stay there while you let you exhale air, right? So, don't worry, here we're going to do some exercises to try to master that. But first, let's check when there are sounds soft and when does it sound strong. Here, we are going to show you 4 cases. In the first case, this is a strong sound of the R and is when the R is in the beginning of a word. Like the words I mentioned, respeto, or names like Rodrigo. Yeah? The second case is when the R is in the middle of a word and it's before a vowel. Yeah? For example, pero, just say the word but, pero. Or pera, the fruit. Yeah? You see, it's before a vowel and it's very in the middle of this word. Then you have this same case, R in the middle of 2 vowels, but it's written double R. And in this case, it's gonna sound strong, like in the words ferrocarril, or ferretería, or perro, dog. Okay? And finally, when R is in the middle of a word, but it's going to still sound strong because it's followed by a consonant, like perdido. Yeah? Or perder, to lose. But don't worry, we're going to make exercises one by one so you can train your muscles on your mouth to pronounce this R. Okay, now we are going to work in the cases where R is in the beginning of a word and is going to sound strong. Okay? So for now, you are going to listen and repeat the following words in Spanish. The first word, rojo, rojo. Next one, rabia, rabia, rabia. Next one, rabieta, rabieta. Next one. Rata. Rata. Next one. Roma. Roma. Next one. Reír. Reír. Very good. Very good. How was that? Hopefully not too hard. Let's still go with this sound, the strong sound of the R, but now it's when the R is in the middle of a word and it goes before a consonant. Okay? So now, please listen and repeat the following words. Permiso. Permiso. Perder. Perdón. Perdón. I'm exaggerating the R so you can put more emphasis in that sound. Perdón. 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 Perder. Feel free to do the same, to exaggerate the R so it comes easy when you speak fast. Perder. 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 Partir. Partir. Very good. Por. Por. Yeah, in this case, the R is in the end and still sounds strong. Parqueadero. Parqueadero. And an extra case is when the R goes and descends in the end of a word, it always is going to sound strong, like any verb in its infinitive form. Querer, amar, preguntar, esperar. Okay, how are we rolling our R's? Hopefully it's not too complicated and you are catching the flow. Let's go with sounds that are soft. A little like in English, actually. We have this word, for example. In English, it might sound like character, and that's when the tongue is not that curved. In the Spanish pronunciation, it's more flat. Character, carácter. And be aware with the T's, always. Carácter. Carácter. Also, a key, always, to master Spanish pronunciation is, of course, the vowels, that if you have been a good student, have done with me in the beginning. In this word, for example, carácter, the key is also in the E, not like in English, character, but carácter. Okay? Great, let's go with the next one. Pero. English speakers have this tendency to sound pero. It's, again, the vowel English sound, O. We don't say O, we say O. Very punctual O. Pero. If you mastered the O, That sounds a little more Spanish, pero. And then it's a matter of mastering the R, pero, pero. And you are way, way closer to sound like a native Spanish speaker. Let's go with the next one. Very good. Claro. Claro. Very good. Very good. Excellent. Now it comes the exaggerated form of our R, that is the double R, and it's a strong sound. We are going to listen and repeat. I say the word and you are going to repeat after me the words with this double R, okay? Ferrocarril, ferrocarril, ferrocarril. Good. Next word. Perro, perro. Next word. Very good. Ferretería, ferretería. How was that? Okay. Okay, now we have a challenge, and is that you are going to read these words, and your teacher, in this case me, we are going to correct that sound. So this is a little of a mix. Most of them are obvious, and then we have others that are a little different sound. Okay? Okay, here we go. First one. Very good. Ropa. Easy, right? R is in the beginning, so it's going to be a strong sound. Next one. Very good. Strong sound again. Rápido. Very good. Same. Reír. Very good. Same. Razón. What about this one? Corazón. Heart. Corazón. There is no double R in this case, in this exception, just one R, and it's soft. Corazón. What about this one? Very good. Imaginar is in the end. Imaginar. This one. Double. Corregir. Very good. Corregir. Next. Perfect. Acariciar. Very good. Acariciar. Perfect. Next one. Conversar. Conversar. Little strong sound there. Conversar. Next one. Terreno. Very good. Double. Next one. Correr. Very good. Correr. Next one. Martes. Martes. Day in the week. Tuesday. Martes. abrazar, to hug, abrazar. Very good. Hopefully that was easy, right? Amazing. You did great. No so fast. We haven't finished with the word. We haven't finished with the letter R. Now we are going to make a dictate. And hopefully and ideally, I think it's going to be very easy for you to identify where is this R. And maybe for extra points, you can write correctly the double R in the words that need one. Okay? Let's see. Write down the words I am going to say. Word 1, perro. Word 2, mercado. Word 3, carta. Word 4, aprender. Word 5, tarde. Word 6, cerrado. Word 7, madera. Word 8, cuadro. Word 9, hierro. Word 10, refresco. Word 11, arriba. Word 12, barrio. Okay, how was that? In case this is too fast for you, feel free to stop the video, write down, and play when you get the word done. Okay, perfect. So now it is time for reading out loud these sentences. Hopefully your teacher, in this case me, we are going to be able to correct this pronunciation. These are tricky sentences that are designed for you to master the soft sound of the R and the strong sound of this R. Let's see if you can do it. This should sound, pero el carro es caro. Hopefully you can see the distinction. Pero el carro es caro. Pero el carro es caro. Pero el carro es caro. Very important, because carro is car and caro is expensive. But the car is expensive. Pero el carro es caro. Pero el carro es caro. Pero el carro es caro. Carro, caro. Ro, ro. Ro, ro. Let's go with the next one. Pero el perro es pequeño. Pero el perro. Important. First one is pero, but. Third one is perro, dog. Pero, perro. Pero el perro es pequeño. Pero el perro. Pero, perro. Pero perro. Pero el perro es pequeño. But the dog is small. Next one. La ferretería más cercana está cerrada. Not too hard. Cercana, ferretería, and cerrada. Those words all have strong R's, but the closest hardware store is closed. Okay, next one. El ferrocarril es estrecho. El ferrocarril es estrecho. Again. Easy, strong sounds. Ferrocarril estrecho. Trecho. Like tres. Yeah. But the railway is narrow. So great. How did you do? How do you feel so far? I'm sure you're doing great. Now you're learning all these new sounds, and little by little you are going to get very much familiarized with all this. You're gonna see that it's already pretty easy because we haven't touched on each single one of the letters. We don't need to. You know most of them because you know English. What we're doing is pinpointing those that are very much different and that you need to master so you can sound like a Spanish speaker, okay? Now we're going to have a fluent conversation, you and me, so we can practice some words that we have learned before and also the words that we have just learned from the letter R, okay? I'm going to be A and you are going to be B. Let's start. ¿Cómo se llaman tus hijos? I'm going to read after you read so you can double check your pronunciation. ¿Cómo se llaman tus hijos? Manuela y Camilo. ¿Qué prefieren? ¿Juegos de mesa o videojuegos? Ellos prefieren los videojuegos. Listo. Jugaremos videojuegos. ¿Pueden venir a las 8? No podemos. No quiero perderme el documental a las 8. No te preocupes. No hay ningún problema. Pueden venir después de las 10. Perdón, pero es muy tarde para mí. No importa. Tienes razón. ¿Qué tal mañana? Listo, funciona para mí. Prefiero ir mañana. Mañana pido permiso en el trabajo para ir. Okay, how was that? Ideally, it was very smooth, very easy, and I'm sure you did great. So this was all we had to know about letter R, and now you're a master of it. It's time for our last letter, letter Y or letter J in Spanish. See you there. Okay, hello and welcome to letter J or Y in Spanish. So there is something you need to know before we start, and is that letter J is two things. It's not just a letter, it's also a connector. So when it is alone, it means and. I'm going to give you an example. Tú, it's you in Spanish, and yo, it's I. Tú y yo, you and I. Tú y yo, you and I. Okay? But sometimes J is also in other words. And here we're going to see the different sounds of it. Because when it's in the beginning of a sentence, when it's in the beginning of a word, it sounds like your English letter J. And when it's at the end, it sounds like an E, like if it was alone. E. Alright? Let's see. Let me just give you some examples so you will understand better. Just listen to me and repeat the following words. Ya. Now, ya. Ayer. Ayer. Here, this is an expression, it's a sentence, and it has two words. The first sound of the letter J is different from the sound of the letter J in the second word. Ya voy. Ya voy. Now you. Third one. Hoy. Today. Hoy. And last one, muy. Muy, very, muy bien, very good, muy bien. That was perfect. So let's see if this is that easy as it looks like. Now we're gonna have a dictate. So please listen to the words I am saying, and now you are going to write them down. Let's see if you can identify them and write them correctly. Let's see. Okay, the word number 1 is ya. Ja. Remember, all these sounds, the sounds that we just saw, it's with Y. Ja. Word 2, muy. Just saw that word, muy. Word 3, soy. Soy. Word 4, voy. Word 4, yo. Yo. Word 5, ayer. Ayer. Word 6, hoy. Hoy. Word 7, ayudar. Ayudar. Word 8, estoy. Estoy. Word 9, y. Just y. Okay, how did you do? Let's see the answers so you can compare if you did it right. Here are the answers. That's very good. So, to finalize, what we're going to do is having a great conversation, you and me, 3 different modules, to practice that sound and other words we have learned. Again, this time I will be B, so I start, and you will be A. Okay? Here we go. ¿Y tú quién eres? Yo soy José, su hermano. Mucho gusto. Mucho gusto. So let's go with the conversation number 2. I would be B, so you will be A, so you can speak a little more. Here we go. Very good. You should have said, nos vemos hoy todos y vamos por una cerveza. Ayer no pudimos hablar. Claro que sí. Part number 3. In this case, you would be A and I would be B. Okay, let's go. Very good. Muy bien, voy a comprar comida. Ya vengo. Perfecto, yo te ayudo. Vale, muchas gracias. And this is the end of the pronunciation course. Remember, you have all the audios of the exercise linked down below in each module, and you also have access to the notebook that we are using in the screenshots in this video. You can download the book and use it so you can repeat this course, especially in the problems in the letters that might have been a problem for you while listening. So in this case, you can develop a further mastering in each main Spanish letter. Because you're putting the effort, you will also be fluent in Spanish in no time. So if you want to join us in another module to learn the basic in Spanish, please keep following the Una Spanish School and keep searching for other courses we have in other topics to cover all the basics. Okay? See you in class. Bye!